The sun bled into the horizon, painting the sky in orange and purple. The colors seemed to dance and merge, creating a breathtaking tapestry that signaled the end of another day in the African savanna. Kofi walked the familiar path back to his village, but tonight, the air was unnaturally still. The usual rustling of leaves and distant calls of animals were absent, replaced by an eerie silence that made the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. The usual chorus of insects was silent. It was as if the entire world was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. A chill clung to his skin, ancient and watchful. It was a cold that seemed to seep into his very bones, making him shiver despite the warm evening. As he neared the giant baobab tree, a figure stood motionless ahead. The tree, with its gnarled branches and massive trunk, had always been a landmark, but tonight it seemed to loom larger, casting long shadows in the fading light. The silhouette was unmistakable, his own. It was as if he was looking into a mirror, but this reflection was out of place, standing in the middle of the path. Kofi's steps faltered, heart pounding. He could feel the blood rushing in his ears, each beat echoing the growing sense of dread that filled him. The figure didn't move, shrouded in twilight. It stood there, as if waiting for Kofi to make the first move. Every detail matched: the torn sleeve, the posture, the way he shifted his weight. It was like looking at a ghostly twin, every imperfection and nuance perfectly mirrored. Dread washed over him. This was no reflection. This was something else, something that defied explanation. The figure slowly lifted its head, face lost in shadow, but its gaze locked onto Kofi. The intensity of the stare was unnerving, as if it could see into his very soul. No sound, no greeting, just a silent, piercing stare. The silence was deafening, amplifying the tension in the air. Kofi tried to speak, but fear stole his voice. His mouth opened, but no words came out, only a dry, choking sound. He remembered the elders' stories. Seeing your double was a terrible omen. The silence grew suffocating. The tales of doppelgangers and their ominous significance flooded his mind, each story more terrifying than the last. The world seemed to hold its breath. Every second felt like an eternity, the weight of the moment pressing down on him. The figure took a deliberate step forward. Panic broke Kofi's paralysis. The movement was slow, almost deliberate, as if it knew the effect it was having on him. He turned and ran, not daring to look back. His feet pounded the dirt path, driven by pure instinct and terror. His footsteps echoed his frantic heartbeat. Each step was a desperate attempt to put distance between him and the impossible figure. He fled from the impossible truth he'd witnessed. The reality of what he had seen was too much to bear. That night would haunt his dreams for years. The image of his double, standing silently in the twilight, would be etched into his memory forever. The path home was never the same. Each time he walked it, he would remember the encounter, the fear, and the unspoken warning. The legend had come alive. The stories of the elders were no longer just tales. They were a living, breathing reality. Kofi's story echoes across Africa, told in many tongues and cultures. Around flickering fires and beneath the open sky, elders passed down his tale to the next generation, weaving it into the fabric of their communities. Each retelling adds new details, shaped by the land and the people who listen, but the heart of the legend remains unchanged. This is the legend of the Doppelganger, the evil twin. It is a story that has haunted the dreams of many, whispered in hushed tones as night falls. The Doppelganger is not just a figure of fear, but a symbol of the unknown, lurking at the edges of our understanding. Known by many names across the continent, it is always a spirit double, a perfect replica of a living person. In some villages it is called the shadow twin, in others, the mirror spirit. But this double is no friend. It is a sign of doom, a harbinger of misfortune that walks unseen among the living. To see your own double is to face misfortune, sickness, or death. The mere glimpse of this spectral twin is enough to send chills down the spine, for it is believed that such an encounter marks the beginning of a dark journey. Families gather in fear, hoping the omen will pass them by. Some say the doppelganger seeks to harm or replace its human counterpart, sowing confusion and chaos wherever it appears. It is said to mimic every gesture, every word, until the line between real and false blurs. Others see it as a silent omen, its appearance alone signaling tragedy, a warning that fate has turned against you. The fear is rooted in ancient beliefs about the self, body, spirit, and shadow. In many traditions, the shadow is more than a simple reflection, it is a part of the soul. The doppelganger is a corruption, a soul gone astray, a shadow given life, a piece of oneself that is broken free and turned malevolent. Its appearance means a part of you is lost, wandering as a force of darkness. These stories warn people to guard their spiritual well-being, to stay true to themselves and their community. The legend serves as a reminder that neglecting one's spirit can have dire consequences, both seen and unseen. A balanced life keeps the soul intact. Straying invites your darker half. The evil twin is a metaphor for our hidden fears and inner battles, the struggles we all face but rarely speak of. It is a call to self-awareness, urging us to confront the shadows within and seek harmony. It is a reminder that the struggle between good and evil lives within us all. The legend endures because it speaks to the heart of human nature, echoing our deepest anxieties and hopes. Through Kofi's story, we are reminded that every person carries both light and shadow, and that understanding this balance is the key to true wisdom. In Yoruba folklore, the doppelganger is the Emikeji, the second soul. Every person has a spiritual double in the spirit world, meant to guide and protect. But if the bond is broken, the double can cross over, bringing chaos. The Emikeji knows your secrets, can impersonate you, and turn your life upside down. Encounters with it often lead to madness or death, a punishment for spiritual imbalance or wrongdoing. The double is a living embodiment of guilt and moral failing. These tales still shape behavior in Nigeria, serving as a warning to live honorably. The line between worlds is thin, your other self may be closer than you think. Among the Akan of Ghana, the Sunsum is the spirit, ego, and personality. It can leave the body in dreams, but can also manifest as a spirit double. A stolen Sunsum controlled by a sorcerer can wreak havoc, while the victim grows weak and ill. The double's actions can shame and confuse, blurring reality and illusion. This belief drives people to protect their Sunsum with rituals and amulets. The legend is a warning. Your identity is spiritual as well as physical. Seeing your double means you're caught in a battle far beyond the visible world. In South Africa, the Zulu speak of the shadow, a part of the soul and dignity. Under dark circumstances, this shadow can detach and become a malevolent double. The double stalks its human, draining life and dignity, leaving only an empty shell. Victims feel watched, haunted by a figure that mirrors their every move. The community sees them fade, knowing the shadow twin is at work. The legend warns, our hidden darkness can destroy us if left unchecked. True strength is facing your shadow, not denying it. Only then does it remain a follower, not a hunter. Mirrors in Stillwater are more than reflections. They're portals to the spirit world. Each glance is said to leave a fragment of your soul behind. Staring too long can awaken something on the other side. A cracked mirror is a fractured soul, inviting the double in. Tales abound of reflections moving independently or smiling when you do not. Natural pools are just as dangerous. Your double may stare back from the depths. These stories warn reflections are not always safe. The mirror becomes a stage for a battle over identity. The threat is not just what you see, but what might be looking back. Dreams are the doppelganger's playground where the soul is free and vulnerable. Meeting your double in a dream is as terrifying as in waking life. The dreamer is often voiceless, watching their double take their place. Waking brings dread that lingers. Whispers and echoes, your own voice in empty rooms, signal the double's approach. The doppelganger attacks from within, using fear and paranoia as weapons. The victim questions their sanity, reality blurring. The horror is internal, a battle with an enemy that is you. The legend is a chilling reminder. Sometimes the greatest threat is within. The line between dream and reality is never clear. These stories are not relics. They're alive in modern Africa. Sightings happen in cities and villages, blending old beliefs with new fears. The evil twin might appear in a security camera or a phone screen. A student in Johannesburg sees her double in the library. A businessman in Lagos meets his replica in traffic. These encounters are treated as real, requiring spiritual intervention. Technology has multiplied our reflections, giving the legend new life. Each screen, each mirror is a potential portal. The legend adapts, but its warning remains: you may not be alone. The fear is timeless, universal. The doppelganger is always waiting. Why do these stories endure? Why do tales of doubles, shadows, and mysterious reflections echo through generations, whispered around fires and written in ancient books? Because they ask the most fundamental question: what makes me, me? They challenge us to consider the boundaries of our own identity and what lies just beyond them. The doppelganger threatens our uniqueness, suggesting that we are not as singular as we hope. It is a chilling reminder that another version of ourselves might exist, one we cannot control or fully understand. This idea forces us to confront our own fragility, to face the uncomfortable truth that our sense of self is more delicate than we admit. It is the shadow of our inner darkness, the part of us we try to hide but which always lingers just out of sight. This double is a consequence of what we repress, the fears and desires we bury deep within ourselves, hoping they will never surface. The legends link the double's appearance to moments of crisis, to times when we are morally or spiritually vulnerable. They suggest that our shadows grow stronger when we stray from our values or when guilt and regret take hold. The evil twin is not a monster, at least not in the way we imagine. It is a part of you, a reflection of your own hidden struggles. It is the side of yourself you fear to acknowledge but cannot escape. These tales once explained mental illness and tragedy, giving order to chaos, and offering a way to understand suffering that seemed senseless. They gave people a language for pain, a way to talk about the darkness that sometimes overtakes us all. These stories map the unseen landscapes of the mind, charting the twists and turns of our inner worlds. The greatest battles are within. We fight ourselves more fiercely than any outside enemy. Our integrity, our courage is what keeps the shadow at bay. When we act with honesty and self-awareness, we step out of the darkness and into the light. The stories survive because they are wise, not just frightening. They teach us to look inward, to question, to grow. They force us to look deeply at who we are, at the choices we make, and the people we become when no one is watching. They remind us that every day we stand at a crossroads, deciding which parts of ourselves to embrace and which to leave behind. The mirror is always waiting, ready to show us not just our face but our truth.